What's up guys, it's ENDYMION here with another Mass Effect video for you. Real life has been busy, but I got some free time, so I'll try my best to bring you all new content to enjoy this week. Today I want to talk about a race of aliens that were originally supposed to be a part of the original Mass Effect, but they were cut. What they are, what they look like, and how these aliens could fit into the future of Mass Effect. And if you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing to help a new YouTuber out. Well, let's begin. The race in question is a concept that would test the limits of players' sympathy by introducing an alien race that wasn't attractive like the Asaris or badass like the Turians. This race would straddle the line between eyebrow-raising and downright grotesque. And with that, I introduce the race known only as humans. Here's the concept art. As you can see, the human was designed to be a race of tentacle-bodied aliens that were basically a mass of shifting teeth, eyes, and tentacles that would try its best to fit in order to be accepted by the galactic community at large. The race would be one alien or possibly several humans, all coalescing and shifting constantly within the body of a humanoid-like being. Most likely a robot of some kind. They would don human-like masks in order to seem relatable, and I can kind of see why BioWare ultimately decided to cut these guys entirely from the series, for now anyways. They are, simply put, even by Mass Effect standards, a little too gross, and it would be extremely challenging to make players empathize with what is essentially an imposter human being that is actually a bunch of calamari with teeth? Yikes, but what could the humans have been? And how could they return in the future? Well, I got some ideas to go alongside this. For starters, the race was designed apparently to not be a villain race like the Geth were at first anyways, or the Reapers for example, but were designed to push the limits of player sympathy by presenting something we couldn't necessarily identify with on a human level. The humans would be constantly neglected, ridiculed, and shunned by the council races due to their grotesque appearances, and morally the races would have a hard time understanding something like this. I imagine the humans would be intelligent enough to, of course, achieve spaceflight, since that is of course a requirement to join the council races and the community at large at the bare minimum. So, assuming they can do that, the bodies they inhabit could be hollow, human-sized mechs that they pilot in order to, well, do things efficiently. Their voices could be a nice mix of cold, metallic echoes of a machine, with voices ranging from different races or genders depending on who the human we're speaking with. And this brings me into how I would personally bring the human race into the future of the series. Sticking with the original idea of the race being mostly good and not evil per se, I would connect the race to something just as controversial and shunned in order to establish a player connection. And that connection would be the Reapers. The humans are clearly trying to emulate and create an appearance based on the other council races, and since their actual organic bodies are that of tentacles, teeth, and eyes, still gross no matter how many times I think of it, the humans could see the Reaper threat and come to an epiphany that could be really interesting in my opinion. I would have the race scavenge the bodies of the dead Reapers after the war, and using Reaper technology, they would adapt and design new, stronger, and more varied bodies for their race so they could function at a much higher capacity and efficiency than before. Of course, the discovery of the council race is finding that a race of squids were harvesting Reaper technology in order to create an entire civilization of efficient robotic bodies that could withstand the pressures of space and beyond would definitely not go over lightly with most of, if not all, the council races. But this would lead to the sympathy angle that BioWare originated with this human race in particular. We could have the player character establishing contact with these squids and discovering that they were harnessing the technology of the galaxy's enemy. But through discussion and diplomacy, you would, as the player, learn that the humans, or whatever they would officially be called, are not looking to bring the Reapers back, but to simply study them so they can in turn become efficient and attractive in a civilization efficiency sense. If the squids had a body that was capable of withstanding the darkness of space or the heat from volcanoes or frigid temperatures, maybe the squids could look more reliable and ultimately gain an audience and connection with the council races. It would be sort of like how the characters within the Disney movie Hunchback of Notre Dame view Quasimodo in that film. The initial reaction from basically everyone in that film is that Quasimodo is hideous and should be put out of his misery, simply based that he's not normal looking by societal standards. And throughout the story, you learn, understand, and ultimately sympathize with Quasimodo and realize that appearances aren't everything, and even the ones who look like monsters in a crude sense are actually the nicest of all. The human race would essentially be that, but obviously in Mass Effect terms. Minus the inclusion of Esmeralda, although it would be interesting if the squid race had a human or a sorry friend who worked as a liaison between the squids and the council races to establish the thought that they are indeed not our enemy. Of course, you could then bring in the whole concept of Reaper's genocide, how the human squids could potentially be recreating the Reaper threat, and all in all, it would be leading to a very interesting story within the Mass Effect universe. I also have another video idea as well in my head regarding the future of the Reapers, so let me know if you guys want to see that one too. But ultimately, I think the human race could be a really nice change of pace and an interesting spin on the grotesque alien race that looks like it could eat us at any moment trope. I'm not saying we should be able to romance the squids, although knowing the Mass Effect community, some of you would do it anyways, but I would definitely like to see this race reiterated upon in the future if possible. Of course, they could be repurposed into a new threat as well, based on your choices, but I like the idea of this race. A crewmate that was part of this race could be really cool and interesting too. What kind of history would a race of squids have? Where would they be from? Who would win in a wrestling match, a squid or a Hanar? Alright, I think I'm done with this topic for now. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like what you've seen and you want to see more, please like and subscribe to help a new YouTuber out. Also, a big thank you to everyone for getting this channel to 1,500 subscribers. My goal was 1,000 by the end of 2021, and here I am with a few months left in the year, and I've gained another half and then some with time to spare. So thank you, really, this is insane. I'll do my best to justify your support. Let me know of any topics you want to see on Mass Effect. I'm ENDYMION. I'm gonna go play Tales of Arise, which is awesome by the way, and expect another video soon. See you then.